You can never lie. He can never pay. I know you will do it again and again. You will do it again and again. Okay, to make you pay. Keep my you. Okay, to make you pay. Keep my Welcome. Thank you for joining. Welcome to I am nothing to give Papa, oh, just to shout out praise. Welcome to welcome. Please share the video on your platform. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining wherever you're joining from. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for connecting to this very broadcast. Please kindly share the video and like the video so that others can join us. We are going to start. We are not going to wait. Other people can join us later. Thank you so much. Kindly share and like the video so that others can get the notification and share it, because YouTube is not sending out notification. We have to try and share by ourselves. Thank you. Let's go.
evening, and good night to some of you. This is a very special broadcast, and of course, we must pray. And prayer we must, this very evening and always going forward. And I will pray in the language of heaven, because Chukwukika Abiyama is in control of all that we have been doing and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke na nke pụrụ ihe niile Chukwukika Abiyama onye na-efewe na aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị n'ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebede ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro. Iwe nye anyị ndụ ala nke dị n'uwere n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọbụla anyị aka ike niile na ọ gbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị, nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezu oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe ndị kwuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbọgba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị, wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile. Onye ọbụla anyị a na-azọpụta, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na otuto na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise, ise, ise.
Welcome, my fellow Biafrans. Thank you so much for joining wherever you are joining from. I welcome you once again, and I say may Chukwukika Abiyama guide and protect you. Today, I'm here to encourage you once again, as we normally do. It doesn't matter the oppression we are getting from the social media, the attack we are getting. No matter how they try to suppress us, we always try to come online to pass the message. Even if we are one or two, we share the video. Others can join us later on and they will watch. Today, I'm here to encourage Biafrans to state on the issue of our way forward. It is very clear that the only solution, the only hope for the ordinary man is Biafra. In that contraption called Nigeria, Biafra remains the hope of the ordinary man. There is no other way. It's either Biafra or nothing. Biafra through referendum. Every blessed day when you go to the media, even you listen to the conventional media, you will see information that are coming there. There are information that confirm that Nigeria is not meant to serve anybody. It's not meant for you and I. Biafra land is under occupation. As you're watching this video, many lives have been wasted in Biafra land. Innocent blood have been shed in Biafra land. Nobody is saying anything about it. Nobody is making a case for us. We are going to make a case for us. We will make a case for ourselves. And this is the time. You see many of them coming on their platform to talk about a PVC. They'll begin to, even some people who used to be agitator, every single one of them now have turned to a politician. Many platforms that we are talking about self-determination, they have now switched. So many of them have switched. They are now talking about PVC. It is sad. It is sad. That is where that mental toughness comes in. You know, each time when Mazen Nanekano talks, he will talk about mental toughness. That a black man, we are not mentally tough to get our freedom. Freedom doesn't come cheap. It doesn't matter how you pretend. It doesn't matter the language you use. Freedom doesn't come cheap. There is always a price for freedom. And the price is not easy. It's not a small price. You must have to be ready to pay the price if you want to be free. For those of us who are Biafran, hardcore Biafran, the followers of Mazen Nanekano, we are consistent. And that is the foundation of Mazen Nanekano led. Mazen Nanekano laid a foundation based on truthfulness and consistency. There is nothing else to match it. If you are truthful and you are consistent, every other thing will be added to you. That is why we are standing on our ground. We have said it, that there will be no election in Biafra land And no matter what they do, no matter the blackmail propaganda they bring, there will be no election in Biafra land. And you hear our brother Samaneko has given the direction that whenever there is any mega rally in Biafra land, it will be a total lockdown of Biafra land. We sit at home. This is a very important time that every single one of us, we have to reach to our family and friends and our relatives and tell them to pay attention to what is happening. That is the only way to stay alive in Biafra land. The only way for you to survive and stay alive is to pay attention to every instruction and follow it. We are dealing with our enemies. Some of you will be asking, why won't we vote? Why won't we? There are several reasons why you will not vote. You will not vote because you are not wanted in that country of Nigeria. You will not vote because they don't want you to vote. You are not part of it. You will not vote because you are not a citizen of Nigeria. You are a Biafran. And even the caliphate tell you to your face that you're a Biafran. That is why they don't allow you to even go for the PVC. You see the stress you are going through. Talking of PVC. Look, if you can go through such stress to get PVC, how much more voting? What are you going to do in the voting? And all of a sudden, some of you have forgotten what happened, what transpired in the last election. In the last election, when you saw in Lagos State, they didn't allow the Biafran people to vote, mainly the Igbo Biafrans. The regions where Igbo Biafran have majority, they never allowed them to vote. And they know the population of the Igbo Biafrans in Lagos. They try to make sure that some places they did not give them, and they snatch their ballot board. They don't snatch their ballot board, they prevent them from voting. And they have come again. And you are listening to them. Some of us do forget. And even in that voting, in that last year, you saw when Tinubu's wife was challenging an Igbo Biafran, said that they don't trust us. And when I'm talking about Tinubu, I am referring to Tinubu as a person, not the Yorubas. We don't have problem with our Yoruba brothers. Our Yoruba brothers are facing the same problem we're facing is what they are facing. That is why you see Pa Adebanjo, every time when he comes, he's always a man that is straightforward. That is why Mazin Nande cannot appreciate him all the time. A man that whatever he said yesterday, he will say today, even at his old age, at 94, he's still standing. Somebody who was there during the time of independence, he was there telling the story. And he has seen that Nigeria has failed. And when we tell you people to focus on the self-domination, some people think they want to give another chance. Let's try. There is nobody to present. There's no chance for any trial. There's no chance. We can't afford to go through another enslavement. This is the end of the road. The late Muhammad Buhari, they have used his name enough to deceive you, use his name to portray so many evil. And this time around, it's not going to happen again. There will be no election in Biafra land. No matter how they try, we will not permit it. We will not permit it. There are several reasons why you will not even talk about election. Unless you are not a Nigerian, you're not an Igbo Biafran, you're not a Biafran person. That is why you will be considering maybe you will go and vote or not. But so many of us who have been participating in this very election for very long time, you've seen it very, very clear that your vote doesn't count. The vote doesn't count. And it is not a blackmail, it's not a joke. They told you they did their electoral amendment or whatever. They made that electoral amendment cannot change anything. That electoral amendment cannot change the fraud. In fact, they use that electoral amendment to legitimize their fraud. They just use it to legitimize the fraud. You saw when they were counting vote in their APC primary election, APC primaries. You see where they were counting vote. They were counting from 70, they jumped to 100. The same thing is going to happen. They do it openly without minding. On camera, they do it. So how are you going to put yourself into that stress of suffering, going out to go and get the people that had their PVC before? What did they do with it? What did they do with it? Did they allow them to vote? In the last election, they told you that almost 20 million people did not collect their PVC. Have they returned it to those people? They are still using it. But still, some people are just sleeping. Where are you going to start? Election will only bring debt. It will only bring more debt. That is the major reason why nobody in his right senses should be talking about election, mainly in Biafra land. Election will bring much more attack to Biafran people. It will unleash more Fulani killers. It will give them a leeway to unleash more Fulani killers against Biafran people. All of you know what happened during the election period. You know what used to happen. But what they will do now is that they will perpetrate that evil and begin to call on ESN. After they perform that their evil, politically they will do it and they begin to look at the ESN. And you know the season we are in, a electionary year, when they perform all manner of ritual, when they kill themselves and shoot themselves, when they eliminate themselves, that is the time we are in. You see why you must not get involved in anything that has to be election. You must continue to talk about your self-determination and referendum. That is all. That's the only thing we go for. Because what this very election will bring is only hatred. In the last election, you saw where Tinubu's wife was accusing an Igbo Biafran. He said, we don't trust you. And she didn't hide her feeling that she doesn't trust you. And that is where you see they don't want you to get there. In Lagos State, they don't want you to take PVC. That is Lagos State. Lagos State that is supposed to be for all. Supposed to be the most liberal state. And yet, they were not allowed. The Biafran people were not allowed to go and get their PVC. Igbo Biafrans mainly. If they didn't allow in Lagos, is it in Kano that they will allow you? Is it in Kano or Kaduna they will allow you to? You see, sometimes these things we are saying sometimes is something that is very, very clear. You don't need to waste time talking about it. But sometimes you see people pretending as if they're not saying. Let me play the video. That was during the last election, what the wife of Bola Ahmed Tinubu did. During the last election. Every one of us saw it, but all of a sudden, we forget. And now we are talking about.
I know when you good. And now you vote for Buhari. I go no. Igbo, we know they trust in again. My sister born for.
Did you hear her? She said, Igbos, we don't trust you. That is the wife of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a senator, confronting an Igbo Biafra in Lagos that they don't trust you. And that is why they don't want you to get your PVC. And no matter how you try, even if after getting the PVC, they are not going to allow you to vote. It didn't start today. It has been there for a very long time. It has been there. What it will bring is only death. Look at the kind of insecurity you are seeing in Biafra land today. A false flag operation that they brought in Biafra land, taking the life of innocent people unnecessarily. Every time information will come, these people want to take life. They want to attack. They want to attack. After passing out information, they will never do anything. They will never do anything. Look at what happened in Kaduna. When we were talking about that Nigeria is going, what happened in Afghanistan will happen in Nigeria. So some people say it's not possible. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in Nigeria. And you are seeing it happening before your own very eyes. Already, terrorists have access to helicopter. And then when they come, you see their military, they will come and deny it. They will not even make any attempt to go and find out or to make any attempt to pursue these people. They will just sit back and deny it. Helicopter supplying arms. Supplying arms wasn't enough. They used the helicopter to keep people on the ground in southern Kaduna. And there's no uproar. All this is that happened. United Kingdom and US are hearing this in. With all this information, US released Tokana jet to them. And that Tokana jet they released to them today is parked in Abuja, in Kaduna. Kaduna, where the terrorists have taken over. That same Kaduna, where terrorists are in charge, that is where they went and parked the Tokana jet. And some of you are still going about your businesses as if nothing is wrong. Instead of you talking about how to secure your life, you're talking about PVC. Instead of you talking about how to save your life, you're talking about PVC. You saw the message that these people who went and murdered innocent people in a war. You saw the message they released. You saw the threat they issued that they are going to take over the control from Nigeria in 2023. They will take over everywhere. You are not even thinking of how to protect yourself. You are not thinking about, you're talking about PVC. We have been shouting about funds for to support ESN, raise funds for ESN. People are not supporting. They don't support, but they are weak to run and go and do everything. We have been crying and asked for sit at home. Sit at home on Monday. We've been calling for these people in Lagos. Join us in this sit at home. Join us sit at home so that our Oduduwa brothers can see you at least emulate and join. They refuse. All of a sudden. when it comes to PVC. PVC, they know that it's not for their own benefit. It's not going to do them any good. PVC will only make you to begin to legitimize their evil. And that is the role P2B playing, which he knows. He can't tell me that he doesn't know what he's doing, because P2B knows that he is going nowhere. He knows that he's not going to win anything anywhere. Every matured person knows how the politics of Nigeria works. They know how Nigeria play their politics. And somebody like P2B cannot win any presidency in Nigeria. That is the obvious truth. So many of you that are watching me, they know this truth, but they can never embrace it. They know this truth, but they are still pretending. How long shall we continue to pretend? What is supposed to matter to us today now is about our security. How are we going to secure our land? Because it's not they are coming, they have come already. They have come already. Today, I saw a video today online. What is happening in Edo State? In Edo State, somebody was beheaded again in Edo State, in a market in New Benin. In Edo State today, somebody was beheaded in Edo State, broad daylight. As I'm speaking to you now, there is a real trouble in Edo State. Broad daylight, a Fulani man cut a woman's head off. In Edo State, I saw it online. People are not thinking about how to secure themselves. Mazin Nande can establish ESN. Instead of you to try to rally around and see how you can protect yourself, you are talking about it. Do you think that this will ever love you? Do you think that the kind of diversity we have in Nigeria doesn't meet anywhere? We don't have anything in common. We don't have anything in common, and nothing, no amount of deceit, no amount of blackmail, no amount of deception will make Nigeria work. It can never work. And these idiots know, they know. The politicians, every single one of them know. Every single one of them know that Nigeria is not meant to succeed. The people that created Nigeria did not create it that it will succeed. They created Nigeria to fail. And it was for their own benefits, not for you and I. But yet, you see some people holding that very thing that is going to kill them. They are trying to protect it by all means possible. We will continue to speak. It doesn't matter, we continue to speak. But I thank Chukwu Kabiama that so many Biafrans are awake. And they are ready to go home. And we are going home. We are going home. The question today is, what preparation are you making to protect yourself? The story of the invasion of the Fulani is no longer a joke. I'm going to play a video for you to listen. All these informations are coming on a daily basis. But are you going to listen? Will you take it serious?
Forest then they one place.
Let's watch this one.
Then they laugh, then they drink bottle. They never come and say, I define you trouble. But to that way, they think not be one person then they kill here. There are 100 people they want kill. Because if you trouble come here, you don't know small picking. You don't know anything. Anybody. Any person who enter the village, any person who you see now to shoot and kill him, you don't go know that day, brother. Something before army come, you can say some army self you know go fit.
Look at your face, self. You know.
Like I tell you, he get a place where some fight the boss there, then call army go there. It's surrounded like this. He carry the whole gun, give the Fulani. They carry and go. They say make it then go. No be so they happen. Okay.
And anybody where they kill, they don't kill.
They don't kill. We as they see us, he get something where we they see, where we sabi, but we don't tire. We don't want them.
Yesterday, whole feeling for the meeting.
Yesterday, they call us, then go meet Buhari for grant.
Yes.
For Abuja.
Yes,
You see, they go meet Buhari like this. They beg Buhari. They say Buhari, they want to do something for Abonyi here. Buhari say make it they not try and make it they wait.
Wow, no good.
Now in a village, if it is people will be proof, now you be saying another country. Like you making they not just say that way Boko Haram they do. They just say then they do them, then they succeed. Boko Haram say where you see where then they do and not be one language. Yeah, I mean they are gift group. Yeah. But they not go come for village like we begin to kill this and kill this and they go. Make we not tell these people. When you see this report, you don't need the whole Nigeria. Abonyi, you get to waiting the see. Who they tell you now? Now the day where you see say Fulani don't pack it their house go. No single Fulani. You wait there here go tell you say no selling
people the plans of their people.
But you now una be eye here. Make una the control. Make una the tell them. I beg. Anyhow trouble we good. Peace is better person.
Yes, sir.
If they sing, how they sing, it better. Quiet, it better. Not be way something don't happen before you say, huh? If it's to say, I know, I for do like this. That one don't pass. Oh. See? If you see this man where them go kill it, them burn him. His wife, he died last week. Only him with his pikin. He can't kill the father again, live on zero. Now they don't carry, and that the way them go give the Buhari the pepper, Buhari they cry.
Sure.
You get one people from Zampara, they say now human being they do this thing. They say I be make we leave it. We say no. We know they carry our action first. Make it the report to reach everywhere first. I think they hear me. Okay, so far say you see then they carry this thing go far. America people then they put this thing then they hear them. Okay, if the day where the trouble boss, who go help you?
Nobody.
You see? Before you see government know, some people don't die. What that government go as this is what they do for film now. Where government? Maybe some people carry the children they run, but you then thank God if in a Fulani they know that way then they run, they know they see where then they follow run. Like I tell you, Fulani fight is no good. Oh. We they tell you now when you see or say these people like bush, fear them more. Make I they tell you, any person where you don't see that fight where you see there, you know go pray God for your life. Make you fight with that people. We might as we dey here now we dey fear. That's why you see anything where we hear sometimes we know they make a call. You get some call where they do, it go bad for you.
Go affect you and even
affect you.
You have heard the testimony of a Fulani man. That man that was speaking is a Fulani man, giving those evidence and testimony. But with all this thing that happened, you will never see the government of Nigeria reacting. You never see the military reacting. Instead, they are busy going to the Biafra land and kidnapping our people, going house by house to take away the weapon that we have to protect ourselves. Going house by house, and the governors are helping them. Governors in Biafra land are helping them. Look at Seludo. All of them are helping the caliphate to push for their agenda. But this same caliphate are the people, they are protecting their own people. They protect their own people. They dare not speak ill about their own people. Today, you see them peddling lies, talking about PVC, poverty certificate, poverty verification certificate. How can any sensible person, how can any same person be talking about PVC in that country called Nigeria? How can any same person be talking about PVC? How? How does it work? When they know that the PVC cannot work, it cannot change anything. Whether you have your PVC or you don't have your PVC, Nigeria don't conduct election. What they conduct is selection. The only hope for the ordinary man is Biafra. The only hope for every indigenous tribe in the country called Nigeria, not only the Biafran people. The coming of Biafra is going to liberate every tribe. The coming of Biafra, it will liberate every tribe, not only the Biafran people. It is going to favor so many people. So many tribes, so many nations are being held captive in that country called Nigeria. And nobody cares. The diversity in Nigeria is a destructive diversity. But the problem is that the elites that we have in Biafra land, they are forcing us to remain in a marriage of the horse and the rider, just the way our father described it. A marriage of the horse and the driver and the rider. And it is the same people who are forcing us to be in this evil marriage. They are the same people that will come in a platform and tell you that you should not be in an abusive marriage. When they are talking about abusive marriage, they will see a woman, they advise a woman, don't stay in abusive marriage. When your husband is abusing you, go away. When your husband is abusing you, divorce her, divorce him. There's no need to be in an abusive marriage. Once you're not, but in this situation, they are forcing us to remain in an abusive marriage. A marriage that it doesn't have any compatibility. No compatibility at all in the marriage. We don't have any resemblance. We don't have any similarity. We don't have similar culture. Our ideology is not the same. What they believe and ours is not the same. We don't eat the same kind of food. We don't have the same kind of language. And you are forcing us to be in that marriage. An abusive marriage. A marriage of the horse and the rider. And you want us to remain in it. How can any sensible person remain in such kind of a marriage? When we say it, people say we are talking too much. The contraption called Nigeria, everything I'm saying here, go to their conventional media, you see people come and say the same thing. But yet, they will remain there and continue to support evil, continue to push an evil agenda that will destroy them. There is no compatibility in that country called Nigeria. They don't want us, allow us to go, yet they don't want to allow us to go. They don't want to allow us to go. And they will not. It is we that will liberate ourselves. Chukwu Okabem has spoken to us and told us to forge ahead, move ahead and free yourself. Nobody's going to free you. This is the time. The opportunity we have to get Biafra is now. As they are preparing for their election and their PVC, even those people in Biafra that you see that are going to collect PVC, they are not Biafrans. These are the supporters of their one Nigeria. The 90% or 95% of Biafran people are in support of Biafra. And when the referendum comes, it is one man, one vote. But pursue referendum, we are going to pursue referendum to the last. Because this marriage of the horse and the rider, we cannot continue in it. If you don't know reason why you should not vote, the reason why you should not vote is that Nigeria is into a very destructive difference than what we have. A difference, we are not compatible in any way. There is no compatibility. And we are refusing to vote in order to save life. Because the more you continue to vote, you are bringing in more killers. The more you are voting, you are enslaving yourself. The more you are voting, you are making yourself a third-class citizen in a country that is supposed to be yours. You allow a foreigner, you that is the son of a king, you allow a foreigner, a slave, you allow a slave to be in the high table. While meanwhile, you'll be eating from the crumb of the slave. Is it not an abomination? Is that not an abomination? In a country where the intelligent people will be second class, why the illiterates who doesn't have anything to offer will be first class. They will insult you, they will abuse you, they whisper, they take everything on their own, and you are still there. And now they want you to come and put your signature to approve their evil. And you are running. You want to go and put it. There is no compatibility in Nigeria. We are not the same people. These are people of different people with different ideology from different places that are brought together. We are not supposed to be together. The kind of injustice that you have in Nigeria, no sane person will see that injustice and remain there. And it is because of those injustices, because of that injustice, to save life, that is why we must not vote in this election. We must not vote. So many of us have witnessed this voting thousands of times. Many times we have witnessed voting in that country called Nigeria. Since independence, they have been voting. There has never been any proper voting in that country called Nigeria. And all of a sudden, you think that the thing will change today. You think the evil will change. Look at their primaries and see how the primary went. See how the primary went. They want to bring the distraction to distract you. But we are different. We are not politicians. Neither are we on Hades and Debo. We are the followers of Mazen Nandekano, a consistent man. And up to today, Mazen Nandekano is still demanding for Biafra, self-determination. And that is where we stand. That is where we stand. We cannot change because we cannot be part of this destructive diversity that want to kill everybody. For those of them who want to be in that ship that want to collapse, they should remain there. And that reminds me to play this reminder video. To play this reminder video to tell you that what we are asking for is a legitimate thing that we're asking for. We are not the first people that ask for self-determination. It is even the Northern that first of all asked for this self-determination. They ask, when you hear Araba, it is the Fulanis there. We are the first people to demand it for separation. But because Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe thought that he was dealing with a human being, he decided to begin to bring them in. And today, look at where we are. Today, their great-grandchildren are suffering that mistake they have made. And we cannot continue on that mistake. We don't want to be like Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. We want to make a difference. That is why we want to make a statement in this very election. We will not. We will not. If they like, let them go. If they like, let them go and bring somebody and put. Let them bring their own people. Let them bring Fulanis. Come Biafra and low. But Biafran people, we are not going to vote. We will not be part of it. We have voted enough. I want you to watch this video. Why we will not participate in the voting. Some of you who are asking why would you participate, hear it why we will not participate. I'm going to play a video. Listen.
Do this, we will not agree. The North has asked to secede Okpara called for secession. Several other groups have asked for secession. Azik Adakaburu started his own secession.
Why is it not playing?
Do this, we will not agree. The North has asked to secede. Okpara called for secession. Several other groups have asked for secession. Azik Adakaburu started his own secession. At all times, the solution to secession is not to become bullish. The response to it is to invite the people and start discussing with them and find out why they are doing so, and be patient and agree with them and discuss and convince them why they shouldn't do so. And I must say that it is not an offense for anyone to call for secession. I did so on the floor of the National Assembly as a member of House of Reps in 2005. I called for the creation of the sovereign state of Biafra, and the heavens did not fall. The DGSSS at that time arranged sent a letter because Obasanjo wrote a memo about me and asked him to invite me. But I said I will not come. It is within my right as a legislator to do that on the floor of the House of Representatives. If I don't do it there, where else do you want me to do? Do you want me to carry arms? So all of you must get used to having people say that they are so sick and tired and they want to leave. It's not a big deal. And let us even follow it. The truth remains, like our elder statesman, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed has said, that we are moving close towards Somalia and Afghanistan. I agree. He is very, very correct. The only difference between him and I is that I want to opt out of it. I don't want to wait until we get to Somalia, because we are moving too fast towards Somalia. When we get to Somalia, it would have been too late. I am saying, please, those of you who want to continue with them to Somalia, please follow them. Those of us who are opting out of the boat and we don't want to go to Somalia, I want to do what? Go to the right. That's the simple argument. And I don't see why it should be offensive to anybody. Because the combined effect of the provisions of the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights and the African Charter and our Constitution definitely makes it clear that anybody can make an agitation for self-determination, and that there is this blackmail by...
Heard him. You heard what that man said. This was a former senator. This is why we must not participate in the election. It is our own right. It is not a crime. It is not a crime. And you heard him that Nigeria is fast moving into being a Somalia. But some of us do not want to wait until Nigeria becomes a Somalia. We want to opt out of that ship. We want to be out of there before they get to that Somalia. For those who want to remain there, like those of them who are looking for PVC, those of them who want to carry their PVC and go into Nigeria that will lead them to the hell, let them continue. But for those of us who want to opt out of that ship, those of us who want to get out of that place, they should allow us to go. It is our right. This is why we will not vote. This is why we will not vote. The man that is speaking so was a former senator. And you heard him that he called for self-determination in the House of Senate. Heaven didn't fall. But today, the kind of senators we have are people who serve, who go to sell their own people. People that have sold their soul to the devil. People that will invite the military to come and kill us. People that will make sure that we don't have a voice. People that will make sure that people that will continue to pursue third classism. They are very comfortable being slaves. These are the kind of people we have. And when we are demanding that they should stand up and demand for self-determination, let there be referendum. We don't want anything that has to. There will be no election in Biafra land. Biafrans do not want any election. And it is our right. And that is why we are calling for civil disobedience. Any day there will be a mega rally in Biafra land, the whole Biafra land will be shut down. Biafra land will be shut down. We will not be part of it. Those who want to be part of them should go and continue with them. But Biafran land, we will not be part of it. Even if you're a Biafran, you want to vote, go to Lagos, go to Kaduna, go and vote. But it won't be in Biafra land. We are not stopping you. Go and join them over there. It won't be in Biafra land. You heard it clearly from him. And I'm going to play another video to show you how a senator is supposed to behave. This is a video that was made by Ambazonian defender, a man who is defending his own people, an Ambazonian man defending his own people. In the difficult time, in the face of the enemy, he was speaking boldly, defending his people before the enemy, speaking boldly. That is how a senator is supposed to act. But can we have this kind of people in Biafra land? There is no such people. I want you to listen to this man, a man that is standing on their own Senate defending his own people. Watch.
Listen to me. There has been. Listen to me. There has been. I'm telling you, Mr. Speaker, please, Mr. Speaker, please, with all due respect, I have been chased through the bushes for the past 3 months. I cannot come here and you tell me that I should be discussing the Economic and Social Council, our children out of school, our lawyers in jail, and all that is happening in West Cameroon. It means nothing to you. Where in your standing orders, Mr. Speaker, where in your standing orders do you have space for us to discuss the issues that have to do with the people of West Cameroon? You tell me, then I'll go and sit down. Because you don't seem to have an agenda for us. You don't seem to have it. So what are we supposed to do? It is also part of the humiliation. Mr. Speaker, yeah, I am now telling you that the person who ordered for my arrest, tell him I am here. He can come and take me from this National Assembly. And the people of West Cameroon would know that they don't belong here. I am being frank with you. The representatives of the people have the power to say it as it is, at any time. And if we come here and you shut us down, you want to kill those people out there. You want to kill those people out there. So what should we do? That is your wish, Mr. Speaker. I should have waited for them to bring my head to you. That is what you would have wanted. I simply say no. Mr. Speaker, can you now, on this floor, give the nation that you call yours, people can do what has been done to our children in West Cameroon. I call it West Cameroon because you will never take it out of our mouths again, because that is a territory in which we believe in freedom. To go out on the street and demonstrate is a basic right for us. And that is why we are saying that there are two Cameroons that came together. If you are telling us, like a state minister stood here last year and told us that what happened in Cameroon is like dropping a few cubes of sugar into a basin of water. Who is the sugar and who is the water? I'm asking the government bench of Cameroon. Who is? That you rape our children. My brother's daughter has been raped in Boya. I swear to you, the government of this country, does the president of this country know that the governors and the DOs and all the administrators you have sent to West Cameroon are out there behaving exactly like an army of occupation? Our people have nowhere to go. We have made all the efforts. Our ancestors and our forefathers trusted you to go into a gentleman's agreement that two people who considered themselves brothers could go to live together. If this is what you show us after 55 years, then those who are saying that we should break Cameroon are right. They are correct. The people of West Cameroon cannot be your slaves. The people of West Cameroon are not, you did not conquer them in war. If this is what you are saying that we should live in, I say simply, no, it will not work. How do you have an army that's supposed to protect children, step out there, beat them, and rape some? It is not heard of in any country. This is the 21st century, and anybody who does that, I cannot be willing for his government to pay the price. We will exact it on you, because you are making us believe that we went to the wrong place. What is there to say? I want the world to know and to have it on record that we have made efforts. I have sat with ministers and listened to them talk.
With all strength.
The first one was the then Minister of Justice, Amadou Ali, 10 years ago. And I took my time, drove from Congo to Yaoundé to tell him something is brewing out there. This thing that you people are sending gendarmes to beat people up and say all of these things, there is pain in West Cameroon. And as Minister of Justice, be very careful what happens there. And he turned around, looked at me, and told me, Mr. Wilbur, it is your people who choose to come here. He is alive. He told me. Last week, I went to see the Minister of Higher Education, Professor Famindongo, and I told him, the problems in Cameroon, the problem we have in West Cameroon, is the problem that will bring down Cameroon. If you do not handle it well, you will not know Cameroon as it is in a few months or in a few years. When people have had pent-up anger and pain, humiliation, for over 50 years, when it bursts out, you will never be able to control it. And I told him. And simply what he asked me was, qu'est-ce que vous allez faire? Because you have your army of occupation out in West Cameroon, you believe that when the people will rise, even if you took the whole of French army and added to yours, you will never bring them down. And we have no need for that. We don't have any need for that in the 21st century. I was one of the believers in a unified Cameroon. And I want to tell this house that what has happened to those children in Buea University and in Bamenda has convinced me that the people who say Cameroon should go in two parts are correct. And there are more.
You see, I played that video to show you how a senator defends their people. Can you get this kind of a person in Biafra land? You cannot see any senator that can be boldly to mention Biafra, even in the Senate. Look at this, somebody. This is a human being in Ambazonia defending his own people in the presence of the occupation master, in the presence of the enemy, in their own house of assembly, challenging them. They want to shut him down. He refused. He continued to make a case for his people. This is how people defend their people. But in Biafra land, you don't see people stand for us. Nobody can speak on our behalf. Nobody can make a case for us. Nobody can speak on our behalf. We are just on our own. We are left on our own. We are left on our own to survive, to manage and see any way we can survive is up to us. This is what we see in Biafra land. And some people think it's okay. And you are going to take your PVC. PVC cannot solve the problem. We are hated. We are hated. Including this politician, they know. They know. I played the video here where one of the politicians was saying how the Igbo Biafrans are hated. The most hated in that very contraption. These people, they know, but yet they continue to follow evil. They know very well that they are the most hated, and yet they do not want to free themselves from captivity. Let me check if I can see the video and play it.
Really grabbed that ticket. But before even the contest started, he left the PDP. What do you think transpired? Was he frustrated out? Do you think he read the handwriting and saw this, or he felt he could push his mandate to using other platform?
You see, I told you about the attitude of most Nigerians towards the Igbo man. And that is the truth. No matter how they, even as they're watching me now.
No, it may not be the truth. It's just the opinion.
No, I'm coming. I'm coming.
It's the opinion, not the truth.
I'm coming. It's the truth.
Opinion is different from the truth.
As they're watching me now, they say, why is Dan saying this? But in their heart of heart, they know it is true. I repeat it. The Igbo man is the most hated person in Nigeria. For no reason. Somebody told me one day, I'm coming back to your question. I said, they don't allow people to come. They don't allow people to do business in their places. You run away because you can't compete with them. That nobody builds a house. I went to where and took a CFO and gave the man, I give you this, go and prepare the deed, let me sign. Go and build there. I say he doesn't want. not build it because you don't believe in the people. They don't drive you away from business because you cannot compete. Now,
you had that man. You had the point he has made. But the funniest thing that after making all these points, he will still be talking about one Nigeria. You see the difference? After talking all this, or knowing all this truth, he knows very well that he is not wanted in Nigeria. He is not wanted. He is not trusted. They hate him, yet he is part of the one Nigeria. You see why we must not vote. You see why we must not talk about any PVC. Because of this kind of statement that you're hearing this man making. But this man, who is a politician, after saying this, after knowing this truth, he is still in that very contraption as a helpless person. He is still pursuing that very contraption and doing things with all those people. He is still bent on legalizing and legitimizing the evil against himself. Everybody that is going for PVC is legalizing his own slavery. As you are going for PVC, you are legalizing your own enslavement. That is what it means. Nigeria is not one and can never be one and was never meant to be one. The more you continue to pretend, the more people continue to die. And it's not only us saying it, they know the truth, but they are running away from it. They run away from
when
it.
you take the history of Nigeria,
to be together.
From the very beginning, when we were amalgamated, to the very beginning we became a nation, we got it all together wrong. You bring in people of different culture, different beliefs, different socialization, different milieu, different outlooks, merge them together by force to form a nation. Only the initial builders of Nigeria had a clear vision and a mission, devoid of any sentiment. Soon thereafter, it became clear that it was a wrong union. It was a union that was not properly negotiated. We could have remained a great country if we had isolated our own identities, peculiarities, culture, while contributing to build a nation just like America. But we ended up having people from one generation, one set of leaders to another, everybody coming with a vision and a mission, and destroying the previous ones he made, even if they are good because they are put in place by an imaginary enemy. Secondly, we have a nation where we celebrate criminals. It is only in...
You had this man. This man who is from the northern part of Nigeria has now given you reason why we must not vote. The diversity in Nigeria is a destructive one. You force people together who did not sign up to be together. You force them together. People that don't have any resemblance. We don't have any resemblance. We don't have the same food. We don't have the same religion. There is no resemblance anywhere. Our culture is not the same. Our ideology is not the same. You bunch us together. This is why we must not vote. This is one of the reasons you must not. You must not. If you make any attempt of voting, you are actually inviting the Fulanis to come and kill you. That is what it means. Any attempt to cast a vote, you are actually inviting them. And definitely, when one Nigeria happened to you, pray that you'll be alive to tell the story. Just pray. When one Nigeria happened to you, pray that you'll be alive to tell the story. I am not going to speak more. I have said it and said it. I have said it several times. I have said it and I will continue to say it. All we have to do is to continue to speak up and stand on what we want. What do we want? Referendum. Referendum is the only solution. Don't deceive yourself with any P2B, whatever. Don't allow anybody to distract you with P2B story. Don't allow anybody, do not allow anybody, no matter who he or she is, don't allow them to distract you. The only solution is referendum. Only referendum can give the indigenous people a legitimate right of ownership of themselves. We give them respect, we give them good economy, and give them, most importantly, security. Only referendum can do that, nothing else. If you go and vote, you are actually legitimizing your debt. And just pray that when it happens to you, you'll be alive to tell the story. We are not going to participate in any election in Biafra land. Prepare yourself for the 2 weeks sit at home that is coming. Prepare yourself. 2 good weeks. If you're in abroad, prepare for your families in Nigeria, how to support them. You are in Nigeria. Start now, begin to prepare yourself. As soon as they announce their date of election, we are going to announce the 2-week sit at home to follow up. And any day you hear of a mega rally, any mega rally in Biafra land, that very day will be a total lockdown. We are not fighting anybody. We are going to use the power of civil disobedience. This is the right time to activate it. The right time to activate it. Follow up. Listen to Voice of Biafra, 97.5 FM. Try as much as you can. Any place you are in Biafra land, try it. If you have it on your audio, listen to it. You get information that will keep you alive and keep you safe. Follow our brother Samuel Ekpa on his broadcast. Try as much as possible. If you cannot follow him live, go and listen to the message he has. In my platform, I share so many messages also. If you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe to my channel. You can equally join me on my Facebook page. I broadcast on my Facebook page on daily basis also. On King Davis Exploit Expose. I also broadcast on my page, True Survivor page. I broadcast there. Subscribe to the channel and click notification so that when I come online, you will see it. Remember, on the 18th is ESN fundraising. Any place you are, prepare yourself to support the ESN. Prepare yourself. Give your widows mind. They are our only hope, our only source of security. We don't have any other person to secure us. Nobody to speak for us. Our mouthpiece, Mazen Nandekano, is in the hand of the DSS. We will continue to sit at home. The Monday sit at home remains the way it is. Remains unshakable. The Monday sit at home remains stronger than ever. And we will continue to demand for the unconditional release of Mazen Nandekano. On the 18th, please join the fundraising. The flyer is out already. Join the Zoom fundraising. Anything you can support the ESN in any way, support. They are the only defense we have. This is the time they need our support. As these are volunteers, people that have volunteered themselves on their own. We are not paying their salary. Nobody's paying them. You're not paying them. I'm not paying them. Anything you are giving them is just self-will. You give them to support them, to encourage them to continue to do what they are doing. They are not on salary. We must have to support the ESN. These are volunteers who have volunteered themselves to make sure that our parents and brothers and sisters and families in Nigeria will be safe. So that when we are returning, we have a help to return. We have to support them by all means possible. And I want to play the voice of Mazen Nandekano, the message Mazen Nandekano have for you and I, as a reminder where we are coming from, what we must do, and we must not do.
Can overwhelm us is by dividing us. If you are an agent of Fulani Caliphate, if you have come to do the bidding of Fulani Janjaweed in our land, I am asking you this very evening to retrace your steps. Because again, starting from this very day, anywhere Biafrans are killed, any governor, any police commissioner who tolerates the massacre of innocent people will pay very dearly for it. Will pay very, very dearly for it. Do not underestimate our resolve. Because this evening, first of all, I speak as a human being who is possessed of a compatriot spirit and empathy with the suffering of human beings everywhere, especially in the zoo that Britain created called Nigeria. Second, I speak as a witness to the suffering of Biafrans at the hands of their so-called fellow citizens in the zoo called Nigeria. And what we want to make abundantly clear is that we are warning everybody who is a stakeholder in the zoo about our determination and our resolve to ensure that our land is defended. This is a resolution we have reached, and it is cast in stone.
I hope you heard it. You heard our spirit, Mazen Nandekano, that the resolution that we have reached, which is cast in stone, is to defend our land. We must defend our land by all means possible. Today, Mazen Nandekano have put in place a defense force, the ESN. We must defend our land. That resolution is what we have passed, and it's cast in stone. When something is cast in stone, it can never be clean. It cannot be wiped out. So defending Biafra land is a task for everybody. It's a task for every single one of us. We must defend Biafra land. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect everybody that have shared this video. Everybody that have joined me in this broadcast from beginning to end. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect you. You will live to see Biafra. Every single one of us will celebrate in Biafra land. We will never lose our life. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect our brothers and sisters in Biafra land who are on the ground fighting on daily basis for us. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect the ESN, the gallant men on the ground who are standing in gap for us. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect every single person that is playing one role or the other. Both the sit at home, every sacrifice you're making for the struggle, you will get your reward. If you lose any business, the following day you are going to get a triple. Whatever you lose for Biafra, as long as you are genuinely fighting for Biafra, you are going to get it in million folds. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect every hand that will share this video. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect our Supreme Amadi Nnamdi Kanu. Secure him, give him good health, strengthen him, and bring him back to us very soon. Biafra is closer today than it was yesterday. Anything you are doing, stand firm. Do not allow somebody to take your seat, because the train have left the station. The train of Biafra have left the station, and we are going home. No man born of a woman can stop us. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. We shall continue. They will kill us, we will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra will definitely come. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama. Thank you.